Ever since Lila moved to the old Sinclair house on the outskirts of Eldridge Town, she had been hearing the whispers. The locals spoke in hushed tones of a strange place just beyond the Willow Creek, where time stood still and shadows danced at dusk. They called it the Dollhouse Cemetery. An artist driven by her fascination with the macabre, Lila decided it was the perfect subject for her next series of paintings. One misty October morning, armed with her sketchpad and a camera, Lila ventured beyond the creek where the land dipped into an uncanny hollow. As she crossed the threshold, a sudden chill brushed against her skin, the atmosphere thick with the scent of old earth and decay. There, arrayed in an almost ceremonial order, were dozens of miniature houses, each a detailed replica of Victorian, colonial, and modern styles. Lila was drawn to a particularly ornate dollhouse that mirrored the infamous Hensley Manor, known for its tragic past and sudden abandonment decades ago. As she sketched, the air grew unnervingly still, the silence punctuated only by the faint sound of a child's laughter echoing between the trees. Hours passed as Lila became engrossed in her work, her brush capturing the eerie beauty of the dollhouses under the fading light. But as dusk approached, the shadows deepened, and the dollhouses seemed to morph subtly, their angles warping, windows darkening. It was then that Lila noticed figures inside the dollhouses, small, doll-like figures dressed in period clothing, faces blank and eyes empty. Feeling a surge of unease, Lila packed her things. As she turned to leave, she felt a tug at her sketchpad. Glancing down, she saw that one of the figures in her painting was no longer in the house, but at the foreground, its face slowly forming features, mimicking her own expression of horror. Lila ran, the chilling laughter now a cacophony that followed her through the hollow. She didn't stop until she was safely inside her home. That night, Lila researched the history of the Dollhouse Cemetery and uncovered a chilling legend. The miniatures were not mere gravestones but vessels, each housing the spirits of those who had once lived in the replicated houses, bound forever to the world of the living. Realizing her sketches might have stirred the spirits, Lila decided to return the next day to placate whatever she had awakened. At dawn, Lila returned to the hollow, her sketches in hand, intent on undoing what she might have inadvertently disturbed. The morning fog lay heavy, muffling sounds and making the forest seem otherworldly. As she approached the cemetery, the dollhouses appeared mournful, their painted details dulled and somber. Placing her sketches at the base of the ornate Hensley Manor replica, Lila felt the air pulsate with a silent hum. The ground beneath her shuddered slightly, as if acknowledging her offering. Suddenly, the childlike laughter she heard the day before resounded through the air, but this time it seemed less menacing, more like a release. She watched, heart pounding, as the figures in her paintings began to fade, their outlines dissolving into the paper until they vanished completely. As the last figure disappeared, the laughter ceased, and a profound silence enveloped the hollow. Lila felt a gentle breeze pass through, carrying away the oppressive heaviness that had lingered in the air. Heartened by the change, Lila packed up her belongings, her eyes sweeping over the dollhouses one last time. They seemed just a bit brighter, the windows clear, as if whatever had been held within was now at peace. She left the hollow with a sense of closure, but vowed never to paint or sketch the dollhouses again, fearing to reawaken the restless spirits. Back at the Sinclair house, Lila organized her photographs and remaining sketches, deciding these would be for her eyes only. The town of Eldridge remained quiet about the hollow, and Lila respected the unspoken boundary she had crossed and resealed. Years later, Lila's experience at the Dollhouse Cemetery remained her most profound encounter with the supernatural, a secret kept between her and the whispering winds of Eldridge. While her art flourished in new directions, she occasionally received anonymous letters, each containing a small sketch of a dollhouse, reminding her of the past she had briefly stirred but wisely left behind. In her heart, she knew the Dollhouse Cemetery still rested out there, hidden beneath the willows, guarding its mysteries and silhouettes, forever echoing the laughter and whispers of souls long past.